Welcome to Beach Talks. Pamela, welcome to Beach Talks. Today is Saturday, January 11, 2020. This is our first Airbnb experience of the year. We're once again in the Fa Life Music and Food in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It's another sunny day. It's a lovely day with a little bit of wine, which is really cool because it's really hot sometimes here. We have a great view of the Fifth Avenue and people from all around the world walking in front of us. And today we have a special guest with us. ¿Estás lista para conocer a nuestro invitado del día de hoy, Pamela?
Claro que sí.
Are you ready to meet our guest?
Yes.
Okay, so let me introduce the guest of today's podcast. He is from Indianapolis, Indiana, USA. Okay? His biggest achievement is every substantial step towards achieving one of his goals. One of his dreams is to own a thriving private transportation business, and his favorite hobby and number one escape is working out in the gym, and we can tell that he is doing it. Okay, so Pamela, please help me in welcoming from the United States, here with us in Playa del Carmen, Mexico, Cameron.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here today. I'm excited. I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful in this beautiful weather, and I'm having a beautiful experience and a beautiful time and great drinks and great people, and I'm ready to get this rocking and rolling.
Okay, I've never interviewed like an NFL player, but I feel like I am doing it kind of now with you. You look like an NFL player.
Yeah, I almost went to the NFL once, when I was in my younger and fitter shape. I talked to all the NFL teams, and they almost had me come on as their quarterback, but, one thing led to another, and turns out I can't pass the football, so I didn't get to go in.
Okay, so what do you mean when you were like in younger and a better fit? How old are you, Cam?
I am 22. I'll be 23 in 2 days.
Oh my God, you're 22. Oh, when's your birthday?
January the 13th.
January the 13th. Are you Aquarius?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
13. So it's in 2 days.
2 days.
Oh, what are you planning for your birthday? Do you have like a special thing to do that day?
I mean, we're in Mexico, right? Everything's special here, it feels like.
Anything can happen here.
Exactly.
That's crazy. My birthday is like in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. How old will you be?
I'll be 35.
35. Only a couple more than me.
Do I look like 35?
Absolutely not. I thought you were 23.
Oh, thank you very much. ¿Tú cuánto crees que tengo?
42.
No, come on. You're saying that I look like 42.
Absolutely
No way. But that's amazing. So you are turning 23 years old in a couple of days.
Exactly.
Okay, happy birthday in advance.
Happy birthday.
Thank you
know what
so
we
much.
do in Mexico when it's someone's birthday?
No, tell me.
We sing a song which is called Las Mañanitas.
Las Mañanitas.
Las Mañanitas means something like tiny mornings, like little mornings. And we sing a song which goes like this. Estas son las mañanitas que cantaba el rey David. A los muchachos bonitos se las cantamos así. Despierta, Cameron, despierta. Mira que ya amaneció. Ya los pajarillos cantan. La luna ya se metió. This is really cool. This is what we do here in Mexico when it's someone's birthday. And obviously that comes with a cake and candles and all your family and friends.
Y mariachi.
Sometimes mariachi, sometimes tequila, sometimes craziness.
Yeah.
It depends.
Yeah, no, I felt that warm feeling in my heart when you guys were singing that. Thank you. That's so special.
But what do you do in the U.S. when it's your birthday? What's like? Do you have like a special tradition or something that you do when it's someone's birthday? Or
Well, it just for us. I mean, for my family, it all depends. For individuals in my family, we spend that time together, eating food, of course, and celebrating over drinks. Now that I'm over 21, which is the drinking age in U.S.
Yeah.
But it just depends. Sometimes it gets crazy if I'm with the boys, or if I'm with my family, it's a little different. So I might do a little bit of both once I get back to the U.S. here in the next couple of days.
cool. So in this podcast, what we do is that we try to make you think about the important things in life. So Pamela is an expert doing and making those questions. So in the next hour, our purpose is to make you think about who you are, who you want to be, and what you are doing with your life currently. So are you ready for that experience, Cameron?
I'm so ready. This is why I came here.
Do you know how we call the shrimps here?
Camarones.
Yeah, camarones. So every time I say Cameron, I feel like I'm about to say Cameron. Cameron.
Just embrace it. Let's go.
Okay, so are you ready for the first question from Pamela?
For sure.
Are you
Let's
ready?
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shoot him, Pamela. What's the first question for Cameron?
Cameron, en una escala del 1 al 10, ¿cuánto le pondrías de calificación a tu nacimiento y por qué?
I know you understood that, so tell us. No, I'm kidding. In a scale from 1 to 10, 1 out of 10, how would you grade the day of your birth? If you could put like a grade to that day, how would you grade it? It's like a trick question. We want you to interpret the question, so tell us from 1 to 10, how would you grade the day of your birth? We know you don't remember anything, but how do you feel like it was if you could put a grade to that day?
I would say it's a 10. I'd have to say it's a 10. It's an opportunity for someone to make a difference and make an impact in the world, not just locally, but in the world. I believe everyone's capable of making a large-scale impact for life.
So we have another 10. Tenemos otro 10 aquí. Most of the people answered that. We have had some 9s and 8s, but someone the other day told us something like 4, right?
Tengo una pregunta para Cameron así en caliente y que se acerca su cumpleaños y todo esto.
Okay, Pamela has a question for you in order that your birthday is coming. So what's the question?
Resume en una palabra tus casi 23 años. ¿Cómo ha sido tu vida en una palabra?
That's a tough one. She's asking you to summarize your 22 years in this planet in one word.
Wow.
What word would you use to describe your whole life till now? What word?
Ethical.
Ethical?
Ethical.
Ethical. Okay, can you elaborate a little
Absolutely. Everything I do, everything I put my hard work into, I like to critically think about it before I decide that's what I want to do. Everything I put energy towards is something I really want to do, something I've thought about and manipulated in my head to where it's a passion. It's something that I know I'm going to finish, and something that I know that I'm capable of. Maybe I'm a little nervous or something out of my comfort zone, but still something that I know I'm capable of, and something that's going to help me grow as a person. Everything is thought out, and everything is all the scenarios are ran before I do something that could be negative or on my life or on someone else's.
Great. That's very interesting. Thank you very much for sharing. So, do Do you remember like a specific situation where you had like put all those things that you told us in practice, like something that really changed your life, something like particular that had happened to you?
Well, maybe going to the university back in Indianapolis. That wasn't something that I originally was anxious to do. It's something that people around me were convincing me or persuading me to try and to go for it. It's something that maybe at the time I wasn't necessarily interested in, but over time and after finishing especially, it's something that I'm really proud of, and something that definitely made me a better man and a better person and a more educated individual, and opened my eyes to the world and all the experiences that are available, which otherwise I wouldn't have gotten to try, because I'm from a very small place in my city where not a lot of information comes in, and the information from inside doesn't go out. And so I'm glad I got to go to a university, a large one, about 40,000 students at the particular university I went to in Indianapolis, and it was very amazing to get to do that, when at first maybe I thought I wasn't capable of doing something like that.
Well, congratulations for that. So, will you say that you don't usually make decisions off the cuff?
Absolutely not. Absolutely. Everything is one way I describe myself a lot of the times is a critical thinker. Like I said before, I like to picture all the scenarios, see how this could go, or see how I could grow from something, and then I make my decision based off of that. I don't have a lot of big movements all of a sudden, and it's I like to consult with not only me but my God and my family and everything, and I like to make strategic moves.
Great. By the way, when you went to the university, what did you study there?
At the university, I studied criminal justice.
Oh my God!
For a while, I wanted to be a police officer. Obviously,
criminal justice. Wow.
Yeah.
And why did it go? How did it go?
Well, it didn't lead me to a criminal justice career. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a judge. I'm not a police officer. But it did open my eyes to psychology and learning how people think and how people act and why people act a certain way. It's something that I am very interested in. It's amazing.
Now I understand better, like the word that you choose. You know, ethical. Okay, now it makes more sense. So, ¿cómo ves? Criminal justice. Wow. Do you have your first deep question for Cameron? ¿Tienes tu primera pregunta para que Cameron se ponga a pensar?
Sí. ¿Cuál ha sido el mayor sacrificio que ha tenido que hacer para lograr un objetivo?
Great. What has been your biggest sacrifice till now? The biggest sacrifice that you have to make?
That's a tough question. That's a deep one.
Yeah.
I think maybe maybe the biggest sacrifice I've made is also in the same as one of the things I'm proud of is going away to the university for 4 years and being away from my family, which is mainly my mother and my younger brother Riley. And for that, I got to my brother's about 4 years younger than me. He's 19 now. I'm 22, and I got to miss some of that time where he was growing up through high school and finding out who he is.
Tough.
Yeah, for him, and then later on I found out that maybe there was some time there missed where we don't necessarily have a father figure or someone that we can look to up as a strong role model in the household. So I wanted to be that for him, and I still every day strive to be that for him. But I didn't. There was some time there that was valuable that could have been used otherwise to help him and kind of guide him the way. Not that I'm perfect or anything like that, but I feel like there are some things that I've learned in my life that he hasn't been able to, because of the different experiences that we've been through, that I would have liked to got to share with him over those precious years of him becoming a man and becoming a young adult and finding out who he is. I would have liked to see that a little bit more than what I've got to while I was away at a university for a couple of years.
And did it worth it, being away from your family?
It was worth it because in a way, I got to give him and my mom examples of what hard work can get you, even if you don't think you're capable of something. Putting forth an effort, a substantial effort, you can get anything done. Using the resources around you is the most important thing, but there's lots of things you can do in life that you don't think you can do. And it's important to give them a try and always go for it, just like me at the university or my little brother and whatever he decides to do in his life. Hopefully something amazing and great and beautiful. I'm always trying to inspire him, and same as my mother. We just come from a very small place, and everything's so contained. I like to open their eyes in a way that they haven't been able to have, kind of like I have. And being here in Mexico, this is a beautiful experience. I'll get to share that with them when I return to the States here in a few days. But hopefully they aspire to do things that are out of their comfort zone and out of the things that they normally would consider to be okay or comfortable, because that's not where real life happens. I think real life happens outside of that zone of where your comfort is.
Okay. Estar lejos de la familia, sobre todo de su hermano, ha sido muy difícil para él. Are you a religious person, Cameron?
I wouldn't say religious, but I do believe in God. I do believe in something higher. I don't go to church every Sunday, but I do enjoy reading the Bible, and I do enjoy learning about the history of the religion of my family and everything before me, to see where it got me today and why I'm here, and explain things a little bit. But I wouldn't use the word religious. I don't use that word a lot.
Okay, I have a question for you, Cameron. What's the top values that you have in your life? Like the top 3 values that you consider that you put in practice every single day in order to achieve what you want and feel like well with yourself every day?
Well, for me personally, I think everything starts with an effort, hard work. That's probably number 1 for me. Everything starts with an effort, and also I value leadership in a great way. We need great leaders, and I also value kindness and friendship and love. I value that because where I am from, those are the things that I think we need to focus on the most. And I'm learning more and more every single day. It's not the same in every place you are, and obviously I'm not the one to speak on that because I don't travel too much. But getting my feet wet here in Mexico, this is a great way for me to meet other people and see what their values are like, and see what's important here, and then maybe it'll help me adjust back home. But leadership and kindness and love, and also those things.
Great. Esfuerzo, liderazgo y amabilidad son los valores más importantes en su vida. Okay, so let's keep going. Hagámosle otra pregunta, Pam.
Nos gustaría que nos compartieras un recuerdo de tu infancia al lado de tu hermano.
Okay. Please, Cameron, share with us. ¿Cómo fue un momento importante?
Ajá, un recuerdo de su infancia.
Share with us any memory you want to from your childhood with your brother. Your favorite memory with your brother. when you were kids?
I've got tons of memories with my brother that I enjoy. We spent our whole childhood together. We were always kind of like the big brother, little brother. We nagged at each other a little bit because we are fairly close in age, but I was always right there beside him. We enjoy playing sports together. Enjoy hanging out. Absolutely not. My brother's he's on the other end of the spectrum. He's much shorter in stature and much more handsome than I am.
More handsome. I like the word you use. More handsome than I am. So will you say that? Do you look like brothers? Do you look alike? Like, do you have similar features or not necessarily?
No. Like I said, we're completely different. I don't know. I'm tall and big in the shoulders, and he's completely the opposite of that. He's a little guy, but his attitude and his passion and his personality makes up for the small stature. He's an individual, and he's a unique person, and he's somebody that I look up to because of his individuality and his personal choices. He's a good guy, and he's going to be a good man, and I'm very proud of him. And definitely not the same as me, and definitely very different from me. Even though we're only 3.5, 4 years age difference, we're completely different people.
So what's the memory that you remember the most with your brother?
Oh man, I can't say this is my favorite memory, but in Indiana sometimes we have winters that are extremely aggressive, and we had a winter one year where it rained. It was freezing rain, and when it hits the ground, it's sticking and accumulating, and so we have these large sheets of ice, right? And in Indiana, we don't have that all the time. It's maybe 1 or 2 days out of the winter of the whole year, and so one sport that we don't get to play a lot or don't get to experience is hockey. A lot of people love hockey, and I like hockey, and it's great. But we were in my neighbor's backyard one day playing hockey, right? Because there's ice on the ground. It's everywhere, and we set up goals with cones, and we had these cones, and oh man, he had the hockey puck with the hockey stick, and he came up to me, and I was guarding the goal. I was playing goalie, right? And so he shoots the puck at me. He hits the puck square in my lip, and he puts a big gash in my lip, and I started bleeding. And this goes back to me and him. We would bicker, and we would argue a lot, and always be kind of confrontational with each other in a loving way. But I started bleeding all over the ice, and he's like, "Hey, don't tell mom, I don't want to get in trouble." And I was like, "Man, don't worry about it." But I was busted up bad. I think that was the worst injury I've ever had. It looked much worse than it actually was. But looking back on it, it's a funny experience. We'll laugh about for a while.
Did you lose a tooth or something?
Absolutely not. No.
Okay, thank God.
No. Just a little bit of blood and just a little bit of tears, but it's all good now.
And how old were you?
We were young. I was probably around 10 years old. He was probably around 7, 6.
7, 6.
Yeah.
Okay.
¿Recuerdan cuál era su caricatura favorita?
Did you have like a favorite cartoon that you watched together? Your brother and you? Or a favorite TV show?
No, we don't. No, we didn't. Not too much TV when we were growing up.
More outdoors.
Outdoors. We're the sports and the skating and
getting injured.
Getting injured. Absolutely. That's where we spend our fun time.
No, estaban más jugando fuera hockey, sangrándose la boca mutuamente. Okay, Cameron, I have a question for you. You were telling me before we started recording this podcast that you like some kind of music, and my question is, what's your relationship with music? I mean, what's your favorite moment in order to get into a song, enjoy it, and lose yourself deep into the music? Do you have like, I suppose that maybe when you work out, you get like in a particular mindset, and you maybe like to listen to some specific songs. Am I right?
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got a wide variety of things that I like. I think it goes for like most people. The mood that you're in is gonna determine what you're listening to at the time and what sounds good to you at that time. But no, I mean, I like all music. I'm in at the gym, or if I'm in a really pent up mood or aggressive type of mood or angry. The heavy rock and roll and the metal is my favorite.
That's your favorite genre?
It's the most popular one, especially as of recently. Just the loudness and the instruments and the aggressiveness of the music. It's more of a release for the listener. I think it's really nice, and you kind of get that release out of it, but you're not really doing much. You're just listening. But the music and how the instruments are played, it's releasing, and it lets go a lot of that stress and a lot of that anger that you get just from normal daily life and work and everything else. But that's what I enjoy the most. But I like country music, and I've heard a lot of great music here in Mexico and pop music. And
Do you like reggaeton?
Say that again?
Do you like reggaeton?
Reggaeton.
Do you know what reggaeton is?
Nope.
Reggaeton is this popular genre which goes like mostly in Spanish, saying something like ¿cuál es la canción de reggaeton más famosa ahora? I don't know. I can think about the reggaeton song right now, but reggaeton is like the most popular maybe genre right now because everyone is doing something with reggaeton. And here in Playa del Carmen, you are gonna listen reggaeton wherever you
That's
go.
what I was gonna say. I thought that heard familiar. I just didn't know the name or the terminology
like
for what it was called.
Pitbull kind of things.
Yeah, they're playing it on the rooftops of all these hotels here on their pools.
And Daddy Yankee. Well, maybe Daddy Yankee is a little bit old for you, but
Maluma.
like Maluma or Bad Bunny. I don't know if you're familiar with those musicians, but yeah, kind of maybe. Justin Bieber usually makes like some mashups with Ricky Martin. I don't know. Well, let's talk about another thing now.
¿Qué impacto ha tenido el ejercicio en tu vida?
What's the impact that the exercise have had in your life?
Every aspect of my life, it's changed and grown substantially. I feel healthier. Obviously, that's the number one thing of why people work out.
Definitely.
Well, it's exercise and taking care of yourself is important. Not only working out, but nutrition, and it goes together. And you have to do both if you want to be successful in forming your health how you want to. And it's all what you put into it. And also, just physically, it makes you, for me, more confident in yourself, and also it gives you a reason to bond with somebody else, make friends over it, and just enjoy the hobby of what you're doing with other people. I think wholesomely, it's better for growth, and really helps make you happier. Also, just emotionally, it can do a lot for your emotional health.
Great.
¿Qué consejo le darías a las personas para que empiecen a hacer ejercicio?
What advice would you give to other people in order to do more exercise more often and get healthy?
Well, I think every goal that you have starts with one substantial step forward, right? So for me, I can only speak from personal experience. I'm not huge into the fitness community or anything like that, but I can say for me, my first step, for example, was taking a step away from the cervezas and the soda drinks and switching to water, and that's your first main thing. Once you really decide that you want to do it for yourself, and you make that first substantial step forward, and you see that it's working, it only drives your hunger from there. It just makes you want to take the next step and the next and the next, to really catch your goal or accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Cambiar la chela por el agüita, primer paso. When did you start working out? What age?
Well, when I was in middle school, maybe 15, 14 years old, I tried out for the wrestling team at my middle school. I've never wrestled before. I've never played another sport before. I played a little bit of soccer as an adolescent, but nothing too competitive. Well, I joined the wrestling team, and all these guys are super fit, always working out, always running, trying to get the weight off their body to make weight for the matches and everything like that. And so that's where I kind of found a niche with those guys and that sport in particular. It's a unique way of working out. It's not the same for every other sport, but in wrestling I found that was a way that I could work out and something that I enjoyed that was unique for me. It made me feel special, so I kept doing that, and that's how I continue to work out, with high intensity, high repetitions, and lots and lots of like water and nutrition. It's so important, and that's really my mindset behind working out, which is different for everyone, but just sports throughout middle school and high school. All my schooling, I played the scholastic sports, football, basketball, soccer, wrestling, obviously, a few others, but that was my main outlet for working out and everything like that. I would say probably otherwise, if I didn't have that, I probably wouldn't be as crazy about the gym as I am, or as crazy about fitness as I am.
Would you say that you've been working out continuously for 7-8 years? Like continuously? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it varies in degrees, but
we can tell you've been doing it.
Well, I mean, I always tell people to eat their broccoli, eat their vegetables, and drink lots of water.
Eat your vegetables, kids. It's very important.
Yeah.
Let's make a trivia here. We're gonna guess how much you lift.
Sure.
Okay. Vamos a hacer una trivia aquí entre tú y yo. ¿Cuánto crees que carga acá Cameron? ¿Cuántos kilitos crees que carga? A ver, tú pesas, ponle unos 50.
Yo peso 52.
52, yo peso unos casi 70, ¿no? O sea, ponle
Yo digo que carga hasta 250.
120, o sea, nos carga dos veces.
Que 250 es lo que más carga.
Okay, we say you can lift like 250 kilos.
See, that's the first problem, kilograms.
Yeah,
Kilos.
we're in trouble here because I was thinking into like pounds, and it's like okay, it's like lifting us twice, like 2 Pamelas and Arturos. So 1, 2, 3, 4 times.
I could probably lift 4 of you guys, but
Yeah.
Nonetheless, that's not the technique that I use. Like I said, high repetitions, high intensity, very fast-paced working out.
Yeah,
not
but you're
necessarily.
strong, right? I mean, maybe you're not a lifter, but you can lift.
I can lift, yeah.
And
no,
I guess that you can
everyone's
lift more than
perspective.
I can. Definitely. So, would you say that you can lift us? Like the 2 of us? Right. You can.
I could
Definitely.
lift you, yes.
Would you say that you could lift us twice? Like 2 Arturos and 2 Pamelas at the same time?
I could probably figure that out too.
Okay. So, would you say that your training is more like into the HIIT kind of training? Like high impact training?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, es el HIIT lo que hace. No carga pesas, sino que hace HIIT. So you work out with your own weight, with your own body. You don't use anything else but your muscles, right?
I would say that's the best way to doing it. I would say either your own body weight or just a normal barbell, what most people see on the bench press and things like that. Anything you can do with a machine, you should be able to do with a barbell or your own body weight. So I firmly believe that's a good way to do it. Absolutely.
Great, tú haces el HIIT, el Cameron.
Oye, pero no carga nada. No carga barras, no carga, no.
Do you lift any kind of barbell?
I lift barbells.
Eventually? Yeah?
Yeah,
Do you use
absolutely.
them?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Sí, de repente sí las usan. But you use your body most of the time, right? That's the...
I use repetitions and my body weight. I don't think like throwing the most plates on the barbell is going to get you that far. but the repetitions and the use of your body weight is more appropriate for that individual, I think. And that I would say maybe not always body weight, but about half and half. I'd use the barbell a lot, but not for big weights to impress the girls in the gym or anything like that, but just to have lots of repetitions and breaking down those muscles to rebuild them. That's my technique. That's the secret.
By the way, ¿ya viste sus tenis? Nice sneakers, man. I like it.
I've had these for a long time. These are pretty
they're
old.
really cool. I don't know. People can't see your sneakers, but they're pretty cool.
Nope. But they can see my shorts. Look, they got sharks on them and stuff.
Let's keep it like as a secret, but he has like pretty cool sneakers. And I realized that you have a tattoo on your thigh. What is it about? You have a tattoo there.
Oh yeah.
What does it say?
This is my Mac Miller tattoo.
Mac Miller.
Mac Miller.
Incredibly dope since 92.
92. Mac Miller. He died 2 years ago from an overdose on drugs, and he's one of my favorite, most inspirational musicians while he was alive. And
can you lift your mic a little bit because I'm losing you? Just lift your mic a little bit because I'm losing you.
Oh, okay. Is that better?
Yeah. Can you repeat that? So you're pretty huge fan of Mac Miller.
I'm a big fan of Mac Miller. His lyrics always spoke to me, and it
was a shame.
Yeah.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, it's a shame.
It was a shame.
It's not
good.
Good.
A great human being.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish he could have lived more of the limelight while he was alive. Tons of Mac Miller fans out after he passed, but I wish I could have got to more people to see him while he was here, because he really was a special individual, and not one that is a surface level rapper like most of the party music that you hear now, but he was really talking about real life problems and real life solutions, and the struggle and everything that happens, which I completely understand. As most people have individual struggles, you kind of have to find that outlet that lets you be okay with those struggles and lets you be comfortable with things like that. And he was that for me. So a lot of years I spent listening to him in the gym, walking to school or on the bus. A lot of hard times I spent listening to his music, and that's really what inspired me. It was the day after he went to the.
You're famous, buddy. You're famous. They want your autograph. They want a picture with you. You can have a picture with him.
Yeah.
I knew it.
We're getting ready to the Super Bowl.
Oh, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm the quarterback in the Super Bowl.
You're gonna watch him. You're gonna watch him there playing. So this is the moment to take pictures and autographs.
I mean, if you want.
Okay, welcome to the Airbnb experience, Cameron. That's what we're talking about.
Beautiful interruption, right at the perfect time.
Okay, so if you haven't listened to Mac Miller, we highly recommend to find his music, because he was a great composer, musician, and his lyrics are really deep, interesting, and useful for a daily basis lifestyle, right?
Absolutely, I would agree.
Great. This was a fun moment, right?
Yeah, it was interesting. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't see her walk over, but nonetheless funny. It makes the experience all the better.
Okay. Another question, honey?
Sí, honey. ¿Cuál fue tu mayor logro el año pasado?
What was your biggest achievement last year?
Last year's the year that I graduated college and started working full time. So my biggest achievement is making the goals that I want to make, and also, like you said, introducing me, taking the substantial step forward and reaching my next goal. So that all happened last year, and I'm always striving to do that.
And what's the biggest achievement you want to achieve this year?
This year.
What's the goal in 2020?
My goal,
besides being famous and people asking for autographs and pictures.
Yep. taken the substantial step for my transportation business.
Oh, right. We haven't talked about that. What about the transportation business? Is that like something related with an app and kind of the thing that some services do, like Lyft or Uber or something like that?
You
Or
know,
nothing
apps
at
are
all?
everything now. Apps and the internet, it's everything. So if you want to make a decent living for yourself and you want to own a business, the internet and apps and people's phones are the way to do it. So absolutely, it's included in that. A little bit more, just transportation in general. In the United States to start out with, but moving things from the one part of the country to another, and maybe even internationally one day. We'll see
It's
where
huge
everything goes.
transportation,
Huge.
like long distance transportation. It's not like, oh, I need a cab in order to go to the movies. It's like, no, I need to go to Mexico City.
Well, Uber's already a thing, so I mean that idea is already out there in the States. But I've got.
You're famous over there, buddy. You see that? Say hi to the table over there. Say, hey, I'm famous.
Hey,
hello.
hey,
hello over
what's
there.
going
Yeah.
on?
Yeah, he's famous. He is.
Oh my God, you guys are great.
Yeah, this is part of it. To be honest, this is the first time that people actually look at us like this, because they usually look at us, but it's like, oh, they're recording a podcast or something like that, maybe. But with you, I know that they're thinking, who the hell is that big guy? And it's fun. But you were saying about the transportation business.
I get that a lot. It's because I'm freakishly tall, 6.5 feet tall. How is that in meters? 6.5 feet. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, the transportation business is what I've always known, and something that's comfortable to me. So that's what I want to pursue. I believe in your employees, the people that work for you, are everything that you have, and everything that makes your business successful. So I have a really good business model in my head that I want to pursue and test out. Starting small, of course, the international transportation is something that's down the road, but there's many steps towards that, and it's something that I think I could really be successful at. So I'm going to take a shot at it.
Do you have a name for it? Can you talk about that, or maybe not?
I don't have a name for it. The name for me is not important. Like I said, I think the most important part is the relationships with the people, with the workers, the people that you instill the trust
The
into,
experience.
the face of the business. I think
Interaction.
that interaction is the most important. Connections, relationship building. I think that's the most important part in any type of business setting, is having those types of things. Because if people aren't comfortable with you, if they don't feel comfortable talking to you, or if they are not focused on you, then nobody wants to work with you. No one wants to make a deal
I
or do
agree with
business.
that.
So
I definitely agree with that. It's very important. We need more leaders, more than bosses.
yeah,
Definitely.
absolutely. Leadership.
You have another question, Pam?
Sí. ¿Qué es lo más importante en tu vida?
What is the most important thing in life for you, Cameron?
I don't know if it seems like we're going in circles or not, but
We like circles. Don't worry, it's a perfect shape.
relationships,
Okay.
communication and relationships, and building bonds with people. It's bigger than any of this or any of us. Having love in your heart and having real friends and good connections in life all over the place is priceless, and something you can't work for and buy. It's something that's built over time, and something that takes a long time to grow into. That's really what it's about for me.
Okay. Now, talking about relationships. Are you currently in a relationship? Romantically speaking?
No. Not right now.
No? You're a single, famous, big guy.
I'm single and I'm a guy. Yeah.
Okay, I think that what's going on here is that you're not only big and peculiar, but you have style, dude. You know, tienes estilo, ¿no? O sea, look at your sneakers, you know, the shorts, the shirt, the NASA shirt. the cap is like, I mean, it's not only that you're big because there are a lot of big guys here. I mean, but it's like the style. Like, okay, he might be famous. I mean, it's like he has a style. I mean, maybe that's why people is like, he could be famous. I could be really
not so
close to a
much.
famous guy, and I'm losing like the opportunity to have a selfie or an autograph that I can sell. eventually.
Yeah. No. Let me give props to the hat to my little brother Riley. He works at
Riley
a
is
clothing
his name.
store.
Okay, Riley.
Yeah. He works at a clothing store, and I was walking with him one day around the mall area where he works, and we went into the shop where he works at, and I was like, "Hey man, this hat right here, this is really nice. Can you give me this for my birthday? I want to take that to Mexico with me. That's really nice." And he's always telling me about his big discount that he has there, and I was just waiting for it. 3 weeks later, he gives it to me as a gift. I'm so excited. But no,
So cool.
he shows me everything about fashion, man. Those young kids,
Is he a fashion guy? Like,
Oh, absolutely. I feel like
Okay.
most of the people born after the year 2000 are fashion people, and it's going to be a big
Millennials.
time for fashion. It's going to be changing real soon, for sure.
Cool. Muy fashion. Su hermano es el que le recomienda la ropa y se la presta. Se la regala porque trabaja en una tienda de ropa. ¿Qué más tenemos para Cameron? What else do we have for Cameron today?
¿Qué te hace feliz?
What makes you happy?
What makes me happy?
Like the tiny things in life that make us happy. What makes you happy? In a daily basis, you know? Nothing maybe related with money, nothing expensive. What simple thing in life makes you happy?
Having a good conversation with somebody, like I am here right now.
Are you being happy right now? Oh, he's being happy right now because he is with us. That's what we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
You're making us happy at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is like the peak of our day, obviously.
Right.
We're always waiting for this conversation, and we are always excited about, oh, we have another podcast. It's going to be cool. And we are glad that we're here with you. So thank you very much, because
Yeah.
it's a compliment for us to,
Thank
to
you.
know that you're being happy right now.
Yep.
Great. So, es muy feliz ahora Cameron. Would you say that someone has like pulled you over while you're walking on the street and asked you for a photo? Does that happen to you?
Can you say that again?
Yeah. Did someone had like stopped you on the street and asked you for an autograph or for a photo? Like, hey, can I take a photo with you?
Absolutely not.
Not yet.
So busy. It's
So
such a busy
like,
place.
no photos now.
I don't have time. I have to go.
But you have never experienced that then.
No.
Okay, not even okay. Are you ready to experience that for the first time?
Let's do it.
We will. So just wait and you will see how people who has no idea about who others are doing with their lives, they're just willing to feed their social networks with pictures from famous people they stumbled with. Right? Es lo que la gente quiere, fotos con famosos, aún sin saber quiénes son. ¿Tienes otra preguntita preparada?
Yo tengo la última pregunta y con esta me despido.
Ok.
Quisiera que nos compartieras tu momento más vergonzoso.
Okay, Cameron, please let's talk about the most embarrassing moment in your life. Something that you can share with us. An embarrassing moment. Something that you thought, oh my god, this is definitely the worst moment I've ever been. I just want to get deep into the ground, or fuck, I wish I was like invisible right now. Something really embarrassing that you could share, obviously.
Oh, that question's hard to narrow down into one answer. That's a difficult question.
Is there a lot of embarrassing moments?
I live my whole life awkwardness, man. I live in an awkward setting, and I live in a individual setting, and so everything for me is my own, and I live the life I want to live, regardless of what other people think. I don't necessarily get embarrassed. I'm embarrassed all the time, I guess you could say.
Good answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So would you say that you have never experienced that embarrassment?
I mean, I've been embarrassed. You give presentations in class at the university. I took a Spanish class there once, and I am absolutely the worst at learning languages. I've tried Spanish several times, and I'm not giving up yet. But during that class, when you have to speak in front of the whole class and the pressure is on, that's embarrassing. You know what
Okay.
I mean?
So, what's your level of Spanish currently? What can you share with us in Spanish right now? Is there something that you want to say in Spanish?
Me llamo Cameron.
Okay. Mucho gusto.
Me gusto tacos.
Okay.
Y estoy cansado.
Oh, you're so tired for working out so much, right?
Traveling, it's been busy. There's so much to do here. I've left very little time for sleep.
Okay, you should sleep then. So, we're prepared for these kind of situations here. We're gonna give you a fast Spanish master class in 5 minutes.
Awesome.
Because we don't want you to get in trouble here. So whenever you need something which is important in Playa del Carmen, we want you to know that we will be with you in your pocket.
Awesome.
So whenever you need to say something that most of the people need to say when they're buying things or asking for directions or greetings, this is the thing that you need to take out of your pocket and use it, because you will see how important it is. So are you ready for the Spanish lessons? Okay. Pamela will be the teacher. Miss Pamela, ¿estás lista para las clases de español?
Sí.
Okay, so first sentence.
Disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta?
Excuse me, how much does it cost? Una vez más, once again, how do you say that?
Disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta?
Okay, now it's your time to say disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta?
Disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta?
That's right. So if you want to buy another cap around and the person who is selling it doesn't speak English, you need to say disculpe, ¿cuánto cuesta? So you will be asking, excuse me, how much does it cost? Okay, got it? Okay,
Perfect.
check it. Next one. How can I get to? Let's say that you want to go to the Starbucks. Excuse me, how can I get to Starbucks?
Disculpe, ¿cómo puedo llegar a Starbucks?
¿Cómo puedo llegar a? And then obviously you complete with the place you're going. ¿Cómo puedo llegar a Starbucks?
¿Cómo puedo llegar a Starbucks?
¿Cómo puedo llegar a Starbucks? That's right. So when you need to ask for directions, this is the sentence you have to use. And obviously one of the most important is to ask people in Spanish if they speak English. So in order to say that, how do you say it, Pamela?
¿Hablas inglés?
Do you speak English? ¿Hablas inglés?
¿Hablas inglés?
¿Hablas inglés? That's how you ask someone if they speak English in
Beautiful.
Spanish. ¿Hablas inglés? And obviously we have like the greetings like hi, thanks, and please. Hola, gracias, y por favor.
Y por favor.
Por favor. So that's all you need here, basically. That will save your life. So, and we want you to feel safe when you feel like, oh my God, how can I say thank you? Gracias. Done.
This is
Even
gonna save my
faster than
life.
your phone. Even faster than Google.
Beautiful.
The old style. Okay, we're about to end the experience in maybe a couple of minutes. So, before we go, we always ask to our guests the following. Imagine that in the future you might listen to this podcast or you might watch to this YouTube video. we have no idea when you might do this. It could be in a couple of months or it could be in a couple of years. Maybe you're 30 when you listen to this podcast again, or maybe you're 40, who knows, or maybe you're 80. It's crazy. That's the crazy thing about recording a podcast, because we never know when we will listen it again.
Right.
So we want you to talk to your future self for a minute. So you're gonna watch to the camera and you're gonna talk with the future Cameron, and you can tell him whatever you want. It's up to you. This is the message that will blow your mind when you listen or watch this podcast again, because you have no idea how old you will be and you have no idea what will happen. So what do you want to say to your future self, Cameron? Whenever you're ready,
Okay.
there's the camera. Feel free.
Future Cameron. Wow. Cameron.
Just try to get the mic a little bit closer so we can get your voice clearly.
My message to future Cameron is
Hi, future Cameron. How are you
Hi.
doing? We are Pamela and Arturo from the past. So we hope that when you listen to this message, maybe things are better worldwide. We don't know if there are like flying cars or aliens on the sky, but we have a friend you know pretty well, and he wants to tell you something. So, Cameron, what do you want to tell to the future Cameron?
always keep your goals in mind. Never stop trying for the goals that you want. Never give those up, and always love fearlessly. Always love the people around you, and always be optimistic and give the most to all the people around you, and to people that support you. Give them all that you have, and never stop trying hard, because that's what you're good at.
And keep working out. Eat your vegetables, and we know that you're famous now, so
Yeah, you better be bigger than this for sure. Come on.
this was
Come
the
on.
first day when you started to being famous, actually, because due to this podcast, you got famous, pretty famous. So you're welcome, buddy.
Awesome.
So Cameron, we are almost done with this experience. Do you wanna share something that maybe we didn't ask you? Is there something else that you want to say? Is there anything that you maybe feel important to share with us before we go?
Absolutely. I'll give a couple shout outs while I have the spotlight. Shout out to my family that supports me with everything that I do. I'm more than appreciative of that, and thank you so much. And I love all of you, even if it doesn't seem like that all the times. Thank you for that, and also thank you to my friends that continue to support me through the tough times and be there for me continuously. Also, thank you to Cancun and Playa del Carmen and all the beautiful people that are working here, and all the tourists. You've made my experience amazing, and thank you for being who you are, and giving me this one-of-a-kind experience that I will never forget. My first time out of the United States, my first time having a passport that I got maybe 30 days ago, and continue to do this, and I'll be back, and I love these cities, and I love Mexico, and I love everyone. So thank you guys for this experience. You guys offer a one-of-a-kind experience you can't get anywhere else, and I hope to see all of you here in Playa del Carmen in Mexico again. And this is a great place. If you've never been here, just visit it. Don't listen to the stereotypes or the negative connotations. And this is a great place to have a vacation, a great place to come see or even live if you decide to do that. So this is a wonderful place. Playa del Carmen and Cancun are wonderful places. So thank you very much.
This is a great place to be, definitely, and whenever you come back, just tell us, and we would like to have a beer with you.
I'll be here. I'll be there.
Cool. Pamela, ¿algo más que quieras decir antes de que nos despidamos de Cameron?
No, pues muchas gracias, Cameron. Fue un placer.
It was
Gracias.
a pleasure, Cameron. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much, dude.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much because it's been a great talk and it's been, I don't know, I like the vibe here right now. It's like really cool. You gave me a huge lesson today, which is to follow the right path, because sometimes even when you're trying to do the right thing, sometimes it's kind of hard, because when a lot of people make wrong decisions and do the wrong things, it's easy like to follow them or some bad practices and habits. But it's important the discipline, it's important the mindset, and I think that it's important to be authentic and to be to never betray yourself. I think that's the lesson today. So,
like it.
thank you very much. Could you? Oh, okay. Yeah. No. She's asking, is he like the guy from the Colts?
Yeah.
And I
absolutely.
say, oh yeah, he is definitely.
Yeah.
Can I take an autograph? Yeah, sure, you can. So thank you very much, Cameron. Thank you very much for listening or watching. And this was Beach Talks.
Beach Talks.
Woo!